talk about the concept today of how the universe communicates with us in terms of numerology. Although some people may see this as being too abstract, I happen to find that in along my personal experience, there are always little numbers that I see when I'm wanting to get answers to questions. For instance, I may be thinking about a concept of um, work, and then I'll see a number 888. And although people think that 888 is only abundance, well, it also means um, work. So, and then when I might be at ease, I might see the number 333, and that will be the Trinity, which Trinity can be for many religions, be it Christianity, be it Hebrew, and be it Islam. So it basically tells you that the Trinity is with you. And as well as numbers, we also, through these numbers, are able to get even deeper meanings. For instance, if a number is not a continuing number, like a 333, 444, 555, 666, etc., it might be a 124 or a 357 or a 189. If we Google this, so type into Google what is the meaning of 187, usually you'll find that there's two Google listings that come up. One is Joanna Sacred Scribe, and the other one might be Doreen Virtue, who are both very, very established within Google for giving meanings towards number combinations. So there is an unlimited number of combinations that we can get of numbers, and each number actually has some particular meaning. And we may ask a question, and 1-2 weeks later we might get a number combination, or not only numbers, but then we'll also get a billboard advertisement that will drive along and we'll notice something, and it actually has the answer to what we've been asking. Or, for instance, we might have a conversation with someone. There is an interesting proverb about the passing traveler always has something to tell us. And what this means is the passing traveler is anyone that comes along in your experience, be it a co-worker, a child, someone, an innocent bystander on the street, someone you meet at a social setting, rich, poor, regardless of which where these people are from, they all have something to teach us, and they all have something to impart on us. So we should never disregard people because they're either not smart enough, or they're not rich enough, or they're not popular enough, or they're too poor, or too dumb, or too young, or everyone has something to impart on us. And because I'm a believer that nothing happens by coincidence, everyone that you draw within your experience because of your current state of being, then these people are there in order to give you some form of guidance, or actually sometimes they will be someone negative that will do something to you that ultimately brings on a reaction to you, and that person is actually a teacher, because he actually is there to, again, it's a blessing, because he's there to actually give you a lesson to what wounds you need to heal, what things you need to work on internally. And and there's also another interpretation to that, which is might flip what I've just said to on its head, is a lot of the time we shouldn't take anything personal, because what people may project on us is actually their own insecurities and what they need to work on themselves. Um, so someone might be really angry and moody to you, and you think to yourself, doesn't make sense. Why? And yet they may be feeling insecure, and most of their abuse that they try to project onto you, their toxicity, is actually because they're insecure, or they're angry, or fearful, or anxious. So once again, they have a lesson to impart on us as well. So all of these things are part of the unseen. All this information that I'm imparting towards my viewers are for things that are obviously in our day-to-day experience. From the moment we wake up, the voice we hear in our head, the voice within our head, once again, we have to distinguish the ego from the truth. And the ego voice is the one that's negative, that's condescending, that's might be one of fear. We disregard that voice. And then the other voice is the voice of truth, which is one that comes from a place of love, that comes from a place of peace, serenity, harmony. All these things are the voices we should listen to. And although a lot of times that voice will either be the first voice, or it'll be the most muffled, the less louder, if I may use a better word. So it's usually the quieter voice. So that's the one to discern between the contrast, which is the ego voice. So thank you once again for watching. And coming up in further videos, I'm going to be imparting some knowledge on some Egyptology and some sacred geometry and some alchemy. I loved alchemy as a concept, even though a lot of people think it's very left of field, that I even named my daughter that. So alchemy is also something that's very multi-faceted in its interpretation. Not only is it popularized by The Alchemist, the book, which his concept, an alchemist is someone that turns a negative into a positive, but the direct translation is the transmutation of base metals or copper into gold. And it's also the alchemy was also a state of reaching enlightenment. So all that intertwined will give it a more detailed explanation into alchemy, which was extremely popular and fundamental centuries ago, but has now been starting to emerge, but it's been more or less forgotten because it's obviously not the most popular, I guess, new age way of thinking. So stay tuned to the next one, and see you in the next video. Thank you.